Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much to all of my new subscribers who have recently joined within the last week. Your support is much appreciated. Welcome aboard. Let's get into the show. The first thing that I really want to mention is, of course, the Raggedy Rachel has launched her as ever products, and although we was not waiting with anticipation except for her beloved sugars, I was quite amused at one of the prices of the products. Her honeycomb product is retailing for $28, which is incredibly steep for today's cost of living crisis. I'm not sure if the sugars will be able to sustainably purchase this product on a consistent basis. So she's asking for a sweet tune of $28 for this. And from what I read about it, there's nothing really special that's gone into it. Now, her jam preserve, should I say, or her preserve, whatever she wants to call it, her raspberry one, the only jam that seems to be available, and it's not even available. So that really didn't make sense right off the bat. She has a coming soon label, which I will post here in the video, retailing it potentially for $9. And you just think to yourself, 5 years being unemployed, moaning about the Royal Firm and how hard done by you are. And she did make a proclamation when she essentially joined the royal firm back in 2018/2019, saying that she was going to hit the ground running. And we've had all of this anticipation, at least we've been led to believe that we should be anticipating something. And the main integral ingredients is not available to purchase. So her other products are steeply priced. I'm really not sure who would spend $14 on a cookie mix or a crepe mix for that matter. I believe that the crepe mix is $12. And then she has her flour bomb sprinkles, which are retailing at $15. What do I think of it? If I'm going to be honest and I'm going to be fair, I think that the imagery is quite visually pleasing. But the pricing, of course, is unrealistic, and that's everything that she is. She's unrelatable and she's unrealistic. She's living in a fantasy land, an air cloud amidst which she believes is floating her amidst all of the chaos, because of course we know she's guilty. Now, Harry has popped up with a speech for his second charity, which I personally believe, along with the rest of the globe, should be investigated immediately for the alleged money laundering claims that are floating around on social media since Dr. Chandaka has spilled the beans. So he bashed the internet, telling us what we should do and what we shouldn't do, and how we should care about the planet, even though he's constantly pictured hopping on and off private jets and in and out of gas guzzling Range Rovers. The hypocrisy, it's painful to watch. Along with that, Meghan has bashed the gram repeatedly today, making proclamations about long-time working colleagues who she's worked with since the TIG. They do not look really over the moon to be there. Of course, her little henchman, Daniel Martin, the scared makeup artist who she didn't even know was left-handed on her With Love Meghan series, was standing dutifully by her side in one of these photos. She's also plugged her affiliate links that she's desperately trying to merch and get money out of. And interestingly enough, the kids amidst all of this have not made an appearance. Now, it seems as though, from what I can see, she's launched this brand amid our beloved King Charles having his difficulties with his cancer diagnosis. Harry, of course, on the other hand, had no idea that his dad was having such extreme complications and only found out in the media. That's how cut off he is. Piers Morgan, on the other hand, a British commentator who I absolutely adore, who was ruthlessly axed from the Sussex's life as soon as Meghan got her clutches into Sparry, has revealed that in 2023, or late 2023, he actually went to a pub lunch with Princess Eugenie, and the paparazzi, the press, took pictures. It was documented and posted onto social media and news outlets alike. Prince Harry saw this, or should I say, Sparry, Horrid Henry, and he has cut Eugenie off. He apparently went completely berserk and ballistic and ousted her from his life, because we know that they do not trust Piers Morgan, because he is a whistleblower and he's honest and he tells the truth and he's revealed them for all of their dirty low down deeds. So it's interesting the way things are shaping up and unfolding, and how determined they are to, of course, act as though their family does not exist. Not a single pair of them, not one of them out of the dirty Montecito duo, have attempted to make any kind of contact with King Charles or wish him well. It's very clear that relations have completely burnt to a cinders, and no one over in the royal household wants anything to do with them. What else really has stuck out to me is that Harry has, even though they have been very quiet and refrained to respond to Sky News regarding Dr. Sophie Sentebale's allegations about mismanagement, misogynoir, racism, and bullying and harassment that she's received, is that Harry has agreed to allow an Alex Rayner, a childhood friend, it would seem, who he has popped up on social media sucking the nipple of in his adolescence. The tea is piping hot. He's allowed him to talk to the Daily Mail on his behalf, and essentially, Alex Rayner, being the mouthpiece of Sparry, or an extension of the Sussex bullying PR machine, has said that Harry feels extremely broken-hearted about the loss of Sentebale and having to step down. He's also divulged a few strange details, and he has essentially said Harry feels, in so many words, that Dr. Sophie Sentebale was jealous of Meghan, and that's why it's devolved into this slinging match, because essentially she was unhappy that she now wasn't the only woman of colour who has centre stage in Sparry's life. Like, really, get over yourself. Is he serious? Has he seen Dr. Sophie Sentebale's CV? Has he seen how accomplished she is? Has he seen how much more sophisticated and superiorly intellectually qualified? She is an international sensation overnight, literally. People are fans of her, because if you read her CV, you can clearly see this is a woman who knows what she's talking about across all of the brands that she's worked for, all of the corporations that she's assisted. She's raised a collective of over $50 million to date without a Duchess title. What are they even thinking? So they're still very much playing low and playing dirty, and they are refusing to formally acknowledge the allegations. And they have said that they will quietly, patiently wait for the allegations to be alleged against them in the High Court. Obviously, themselves and the rest of the boards of the trustees. Doria recently has been merged, literally as of today. As I said, Meghan has hit up her Instagram and she's proclaiming that she's sold out within an hour. Now, I went on the website when it initially launched, and from what I saw, the products were up there for a mere 10 minutes. So she dropped an email and she said, "We go live today, blah." And then within 15 minutes, I would say, she proclaims that it's sold out. Now, a lot of people are saying this is one of the oldest marketing gimmicks in the book, because everyone can remember when Kylie Jenner launched her lip kits, she actually made a tiny batch and essentially said it's sold out within 15 minutes, and everybody knew that she was lying. So it's being compared to that stunt, and I dutifully believe it to be true. She's not that hot and she's not that popular. She also made quite a big mistake with this drop, whereby she forgot to hide her likes. Yes, you did, Megsy. We all saw it. So her engagement was struggling. I watched the counter go up and I thought to myself, she's definitely going to pull the plug. But we know that she doesn't really have a sharp attention to detail. So she was hovering around, I believe, 5,900 likes, something like this. And then I think it shot up to about 7,900 likes. And then it went to 10,000 until she realized that her likes were on display. But her engagement, of course, was lacking, and this was a fake launch. I do believe this, that she launched the brand and said everything's really fantastic and it's available for sale because she wanted to dispel and take everybody's eyes off of Sparry's crumbling relations with the Sentebale, now chair of the board, Dr. Sophie Sentebale. And they have been advised by their PR to carry on and keep calm and keep going, which really isn't going to wash. This Sentebale scandal was the biggest scandal to hit the dirty Montecito duo since they've been in the public eye, because, of course, this is a black woman who's claiming misogynoir, racism, bullying, and harassment, which is 10 times more impactful than what it could have been if she was a white woman or a white male, and so on and so forth. Because, of course, these people pulled the race card and they race baited the world and said that the royal firm had bullied them and that's why they had to step down. When the real truth was, which is everything that we knew they was going to do, is that they wanted to merge the titles and they wanted to make money out of the titles, and they did not want to serve the British public, and they did not want to have to fulfill their responsibilities and duties within the monarchy. And they done everything in order to get out of those responsibilities and duties. So Dory has been matched. She, of course, is wordless and speechless. She doesn't have anything to say because she doesn't really have a real connection with this daughter of hers. And so she was rolled out to try this banana pudding recipe called Chantilly Lily or whatever. Meghan's branded it after her daughter Lily. And she's also paid for a puff piece in the New York Times to, I don't know, push this recipe. Who's going to do it? She doesn't have any power or influence, and that's quite evident. She knows and knew that she did not have a viable brand as soon as Dr. Sophie came forward. So she's feigning, we've sold out, it's gone. I would like to actually see the people actually with this product. Are they just going to be her Hollywood A-lister pals? Because I personally don't believe for a second that anyone really bought this product. Maybe a few couple of hundred people bought it, but I do not think it was the roaring sensation that she's proclaiming for it to be, because, I mean, she's the least liked person in our modern media culture. So there's a lot going on and there's a lot more that I can add, but I think I'm going to leave it there. The Sussexes are struggling.